Terraria's community has often been split on what difficulties they prefer to play on. Filthy casuals will often choose to play on the normal difficulty, while the more experienced players tend to pick extra mode for the extra challenge, unique boss AI, and exclusive yet powerful loot. But with the 1.4 update released, a new difficulty option was introduced called Master Mode, which in its own words was made for the truly brave. Now at first one would think that this mode would be perfect for seasoned veterans, looking for a brutal yet rewarding challenge that could add even more exclusive items, as well as some more changes to boss AI to make it worth playing. However, after beating Master Mode multiple times alone, I've come to realize that this couldn't be further from the truth. Today I'll be going over why Master Mode was not only a mistake, but also a huge missed opportunity. Also, according to YouTube analytics, only a small percentage of you are. Whoa. What do you think you're doing here? Nothing. I was just looking at my channel analytics, and my guy, you need to stop. You are a Terraria YouTuber with 1K subs. Don't talk about your YouTube analytics until your upload schedule is as consistent as your calorie count. Now when looking at the flaws of Master Mode, one of the most obvious problems is the absurd increase in boss health and damage compared to Expert Mode. Now if we only take into account the numbers, Expert Mode actually had just as much of a difference in stats compared to normal, with bosses like Duke Fishron having 60,000 health for normal, 78,000 for Expert, and 99,000 for Master Mode. This would make one think that this wouldn't be an issue, however only looking at numbers can be deceiving. The reason Expert Mode's large health and damage increase didn't ruin the balance was because they added things that gave the players advantages, such as accessories like the Worm Scarf for reduced damage intake or the Demon Heart for the extra accessory slot. So what did Master Mode add as exclusive content to counter this? Weapons, accessories, or something even greater? Pets. It added pets, mounts, and relics. That's it.
What? How can you do this? This is outrageous.
The problem does truly lie within the fact that there are no additions within Master Mode that can counteract this stat increase, which unfortunately does nothing more than make the game more annoying. And before pro Terraria enthusiasts start spamming Get Good in the comments, I've beaten Moonlord on Master Mode with an SNES controller, so I'd say it's not a skill issue. Another thing that is worth mentioning is the fact that you get an additional accessory slot right off the bat with this difficulty, which can also stack with the Demon Heart, allowing a total of 7 attainable accessories after hard mode. While this is nice to have and it can open up some more opportunities for build variety, this just seems like nothing more than a half-hearted attempt from Relogic to give this difficulty some semblance of balance, but it ultimately doesn't give enough of an advantage for this to work. Another major letdown was the lack of AI and overall boss changes that could have been similar to what Expert Mode added. Some people might say that it would have taken too much time for them and that it was more worthwhile putting their time and resources elsewhere. However, the only problem with this sentiment is that For the Worthy exists. In case you live under a rock of tragic proportions, For the Worthy is a seed in the game that aims to drastically increase the difficulty of the game, with one of these factors being some changes to boss size and how their fights work. This to me is actually the most confusing part of it all, because even though the boss changes aren't super substantial, they certainly are more interesting than simply increasing the health and damage of a boss. I think if they implemented these changes into Master Mode while the rest of the pain and torture inducing additions be left in the For the Worthy seed, it could have been a lot more of an interesting and appealing difficulty. However, this unfortunately was not the route they went with, which makes it all the more disappointing. It is unfortunate to see how this difficulty panned out because it really did have a lot of potential to be a fresh and challenging experience for the community. Looking at difficulties like Eternity Mode from Fargo's mod or Revengeance and Death Mode from the Calamity mod, it's clear to see that making very challenging difficulties enjoyable is possible to do, as long as there are changes and incentives for the player that make it fair and rewarding. If they simply spent a bit of extra time fixing these issues, I most likely wouldn't have cried a river all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. but at the very least, they are dedicating their time and resources in other certain areas that will make the game overall more enjoyable and entertaining. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Relogic, if you're watching, please fix Master Mode. I've played over 2,000 hours of this game, and I don't want to sob profusely when I simply want a good challenge. Anyways, that's all I got. Have an epic day, gamers.